a woman joins a male-exclusive boat trip to have fun. However, one man becomes dangerously obsessed with her, and unless she gives in, he's willing to risk everyone's lives just to have her. Rob and Archie arrive from Singapore and are greeted by Skipper Joe, a laid-back yet experienced sailor who has been expecting them. As they begin to chat, another traveler named Bull joins them, and the four quickly exchange introductions before heading toward the local market. Meanwhile, another group led by Tubes arrives at the same location. They are accompanied by his girlfriend Alex and their friend Sam, who are all part of a surf tour. After sightseeing and a drive, both groups board the luxurious yacht named Hedonist. The first group of surfers is surprised to find women in the circle, contrary to their expectations. Aboard the vessel, they get to know each other, including Rob and Bull, who seem interested in Sam. The former converses with her while his friend discreetly asks Tubes about the woman and learns she's recently broken up with her boyfriend. Just then, Skipper Joe gathers both groups to introduce them to the crew, the rules, and their destination. The captain offers a brief tour of the vessel and assures everyone they'll be cared for throughout the journey. As the afternoon rolls on, the tourists lounge on the deck with snacks and drinks, enjoying the sun and sea breeze. Bull begins to open up and shares stories about his past experiences living on remote islands, impressing and entertaining his listeners. As night falls, the group retreats to their rooms, tired from the day. Meanwhile, a shadowy figure silently watches Sam sleep from a dark corner. In the morning, the group starts its day on a relaxed note. 4 men go out surfing while 2 women lounge on the yacht. They both watch the surfers, chat casually, and record videos of the activity for fun. While surfing, Archie brings up a leaked video of Sam and her boyfriend fooling around. Tubes is upset with their conversation since it involves his friend. So he leaves and Rob quickly follows, leaving Bull to ask the man about the intimate details of the clip. After returning to the yacht, Rob begins adjusting his fishing equipment when Sam comes over to join him. They bond over their shared interest in fishing and set up rods together in a calm spot on the deck. Suddenly, Bull appears and tries to take one of the rods, which upsets Rob since they've already claimed and prepared the area. Despite this, he insists on joining until the woman intervenes and requests a half-hour window so they can go fishing. She explains that he can take over and fish freely if they don't catch anything within that time. Understanding her point, he agrees and steps aside, allowing them time together. Later that afternoon, Sam sits alone when Bull approaches her to watch the dolphins playing around them. He asks whether she trusts him, and when she says yes, he gently guides her to sit on the yacht's anchor, swinging it playfully like a seat. Together, they enjoy the soothing movement of the waves and the peaceful company of swimming dolphins. The following day, the yacht reaches its destination, a place known for its excellent surfing conditions with powerful waves. While the surfers prepare to head out, the women stay behind to sunbathe and relax on the deck. Sam notices blood on Rob's leg when he returns early from surfing and immediately becomes concerned about his injury. Showing care and initiative, she calmly attends to his wound. Elsewhere, Archie is paddling a canoe he bought from an island local who Bull recognizes from his past trips. The seller also seems to know him, suggesting his familiarity with the local surfing scene. Soon, they spot a man surfing a massive wave that only Bull can typically handle, sparking jealousy. Rob teases him to compete with the stranger and assert his dominance. As the professional surfer takes him on, the mood shifts abruptly when he strikes the man mid-ride, shouting that the wave belongs to him. The aggressive outburst disrupts the group's playful energy and casts a shadow over their once peaceful trip. That evening, everyone gathers in the yacht's lounge to watch the video of Bull insulting the surfer during their session. The atmosphere turns cold when they notice he's unremorseful and even proud of his behavior. The group exchanges uneasy glances, unsure how to react. His smirk feels out of place, especially after watching the other man fall helplessly off his board. Sam attempts to reason with Bull about the seriousness of his actions, but he thinks she's a hypocrite by implying he knows about her indiscretions. Shocked by his insult, the room falls silent and the woman walks out. Rob and Alex quickly follow her, realizing how deeply she's affected. Meanwhile, the professional surfer lingers to play the rest of the video. When he hears Sam commenting on his bruised ego in the background, he feels betrayed. Outside, Rob sits beside her and assures her that while Bull is accountable for his actions, the leaked video isn't her fault. She pokes fun at herself for reaching 1,000 views, though she wishes to get off the yacht briefly. So he takes her to the emergency boat, where they make love. The next morning, the men load their surfboards onto a speedboat, while Rob stays behind with Sam to relax by the shore after a brief swim. After exchanging some kisses, he heads off with his surfboard to catch some waves. Alone, the woman peacefully lies on her stomach when she hears someone approaching. Since her eyes are closed, she thinks it's her lover and asks him to apply sunscreen on her back. Bull plays along and rubs lotion on her skin, but when she opens her eyes and sees Rob still walking towards her, she realizes that someone else had taken advantage of her. Seeing this, her new boyfriend confronts the surfer, who claims that Sam consented to the act. The woman denies this and says she swore she thought it was Rob, which he believes. To keep things from escalating, Skipper Joe positions himself between the men, urging them to stay calm and return to the yacht. Back on board, Sam meets Alex and shares everything that happened. Still shaken by the events, she asks her friend not to let Bull near him and hides in a room as she sees them approaching. The group discusses leaving Bull behind on the island, unable to forgive his actions or trust him again. The captain assures them he'll dock the yacht if they can't sort it out. After the disturbing incident, Archie approaches Bull privately and tells him that if they don't sort everything out, they'll quickly get back to the mainland. Seeing the young man's worried face, the latter assures him that he'll speak with the woman and try to make peace. Bull walks quietly to her room and asks her to come out so they can talk about what happened. Sam, who's still afraid of him, opens the door and sprays insect repellent on his face. The man shouts in pain and frustration, stumbling back as his eyes burn. Her loud screams echo through the yacht, sending everyone running to her room in panic. Chaos erupts once again, and Skipper Joe storms onto the scene. Without hesitation, he restrains Bull, drags him out of the yacht, and makes a swift decision. The sailor orders the crew to head for the nearest island, and leaves Bull there alone, away from the others. Once Bull is dropped off, they steer the yacht far from shore, planning to return for him in the morning. As night falls, the unwanted man wanders the beach alone, consumed by desperation and anger. He yells at the ocean, screaming out his frustrations, bruised ego, and rage toward the people on the yacht, until he spots a surfboard left on the shore with him. Back aboard the vessel, the group tries to find peace as the night settles in. Rob quietly checks on Sam, offering comfort and assurance as the woman still fears the man could swim back and take revenge. The next morning brings a sense of calm as the waves gently rock the yacht. The women enjoy some peace on the deck, Rob is out surfing, and the crew prepares to retrieve Bull from the island. Skipper Joe and 2 crew members take a speedboat and head toward the island to bring him back. Their goal is to regroup and begin their journey back to the mainland that afternoon. However, as Rob enjoys his surfing, he notices a surfboard floating through the waves near the yacht, which makes him realize something has already gone terribly wrong during the night. Unknown to everyone, Bull has used the surfboard to quietly return to the yacht before sunrise. He has climbed aboard undetected, and with the captain and crew away, he sees an opportunity to act. Tubes, on the other side of the yacht, sees him climbing up and immediately runs to the girls, locking the door behind him. The 2 women stare at him in shock and quickly understand what's happening. As Joe and the crew search for Bull on the shore, one of them notices movement from the yacht and follows it. Meanwhile, the dejected man seizes control of the yacht, steering it toward an unknown direction, far from the island. Noticing the small boat following them, he searches through the kitchen drawers and supply cabinets for anything sharp or dangerous. Gathering tools, he throws them at Skipper Joe's approaching speedboat, trying to slow them down. The entire crew, shocked and furious, tries to dodge the objects while yelling for him to stop. But he only laughs in madness, determined to keep control of the yacht no matter what. At the same time, Rob stealthily climbs back on board, reaching the deck unnoticed, determined to stop Bull once and for all. Unfortunately, Bull catches him before he can act, punches him hard in the face, and kicks him repeatedly. Meanwhile, the 3 inside their room anxiously observe and listen to what's happening outside. Alex blames her partner, while the latter apologizes to Sam. Unbeknownst to them, Rob has already collapsed unconscious, and Bull quickly drags him to the lower deck, tying him to the heavy chains of the yacht's anchor. Moments later, Tubes cautiously steps out of their room, hoping to talk with Bull and resolve the growing tension. But the latter isn't interested in talking. He just wants Sam to come out. Desperate, he scans the area and grabs a heavy object nearby, preparing to strike if necessary. But Bull easily overpowers him, forcing him to retreat with an aching head. Defeated, Tubes returns to the room where the women are hiding and tells them everything he's seen. He confesses that Bull only seems to care about Sam and believes they're all in danger if they don't find a way out soon. The women suggest escaping at night when everything is dark, hoping it'll be easier. But Tubes, still haunted by the image of Rob chained up, admits he couldn't abandon his friend like that. The escape plan comes to a halt, as none of them can bear the thought of leaving Rob behind. They know their chances of success are low, but their loyalty to one another keeps them bound together. Meanwhile, Archie finally wakes up to see Bull behind the boat's controls. At first, he's confused, unaware of what's happened. The guy gives him vague reasons why he's driving, but everything changes when he sees Rob chained to the anchor. The horror of the situation hits him instantly, and he tries to talk to his friend, hoping there's still time to make things right. But the professional surfer simply continues chopping the fish he caught, disregarding Archie's suggestion. After preparing the sashimi, he stands beside his captive and taunts him by slowly releasing the anchor into the sea, dragging him with it. The chains hold Rob above the waterline, leaving him hanging and helpless, clinging to the chains. After finding the keys, Bull storms back into the cabin where the others are hiding, opening their door without warning. With a disturbingly casual tone, he invites them to dinner, claiming he has prepared something special for the evening. The three of them are too stunned to respond, their bodies frozen with fear at the sight of him. But he doesn't wait for an answer and simply walks away, leaving the door open for them to follow. Under the pressure of his threats, Sam, Alex, Tubes, and Archie follow him near the railing, where he shows them his captive. He also threatens them with punches if they show any mutiny. Then he gathers them around the dining table he has arranged. They eat in silence, listening to him excitedly ramble about the dinner he prepared. At one point, Bull praises Alex for being a good documentary maker, showing them a video of her and her partner making love that she secretly recorded. He then forcibly makes the lovers kiss to prove they love each other. Being no match for him, the couple reluctantly does as they're told. Suddenly, he sits beside Sam, placing his hands around her, whispering that everyone needs to learn their lesson, and he is the lesson that she will have. Then, remembering Rob, he checks on him, even joking that he's just hanging there, unaware that the man is doing his best to break free. Returning to the table, he asks Alex to film him with the girl he likes, wanting to have their own documentary. Thinking quickly, she suggests recording an interview first, hoping to distract him and delay what he really wants to do. The captor agrees for a short while. He answers some of the questions, but the interview makes him reflect on his failures. He even claims to have friends, but deep down, he knows there are none. When Alex asks what he wants from them, he replies with teary eyes that he just got upset, and he just wants Sam. Then, changing the topic, he turns his attention back to the woman, insisting that they start the real film he wants. He forces her to stand in front of him, with the others moved to the side, and Alex readying the camera. He tells her to make a video for him, and even commands Archie to instruct her on what to do, but he refuses. Sam plays along, forming a plan in her mind. Bull is pleased with what she's doing, but in a moment of distraction, she runs from the room and sprints outside. He reacts instantly, as do the others, but he stops them with a shout. The chase begins, as her friends finally stand up for themselves and help her escape. He sees her through the window, saying he loves a girl who plays hard to get. Then he runs fast to catch her as she climbs to the upper deck, but is surprised to see Tubes and Archie approaching from the left. Then comes Rob, who has somehow managed to free himself from the chains, holding a shovel tightly in his hands. Above them, Sam reaches a large hook tool she found on the roof. Full of rage, she jumps from the roof and lands hard on Bull, driving the hook deep into his palms. He groans in pain, gripping his pierced hands, as Sam shouts for the others to finish him. Seizing the opportunity, they attack him until he finally lies on the floor. Sam delivers one last blow, letting out all her anger, causing him to collapse, unconscious. After that, they place his body in a small canoe tied to the yacht. They secure him and attach the canoe to the stern, letting it float as they head toward the mainland. Sam stays outside as the yacht moves forward, her gaze fixed on the canoe drifting behind them. Despite his unconsciousness, anxiety lingers, fearing that he might wake up. Then, the man lying in the small boat begins to stir. Sitting up, he calls out her name and tries to pull himself closer to the yacht. She stands at the railing, expressionless but steady, reaching for the rope. Without a word, she unties the line, sending him drifting away into the vast ocean. Accepting his defeat, he just stands in his boat. Even in the last moment, He boosts his ego and insists that Sam knew it was him on the beach. She doesn't respond, only watching him with a slight smile and relief on her face as he slowly disappears from her sight.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.